What up YouTube land, this is Tycander here doing another action figure review, well, triple action figure review this time, and it's for the new 2018 Jazwares figures 4 inch or 3¼ inch scaled Assassin's Creed figures from pretty much all the different Assassin's Creed games. So there's a various range of characters from the very first Assassin's Creed all the way up to I think the current generation of Assassin's Creed. So the three figures I'm reviewing today are Evie Frye, or Frye I think I pronounce her name, Jacob Frye, which are both from the same game, which is Assassin's Creed Syndicate, and then Altair, which is from the original Assassin's Creed. I can't even pronounce his last name, but everyone knows him as Altair. So onto the boxes. They all come in these similar kind of bubble carded boxes with the Assassin's Creed logo up top, 19 points of articulation, kind of popped on the front so you can see how articulated they are. You got a brief write up for each figure, and it shows other figures in the wave, which are Jacob, Evie, which I will be reviewing, and then there's also Ezio Auditore, which is one of the ones I didn't pick up. There was another figure that was announced, I think it's Bake, which is from Origins, I think it is, the one set in Egypt. But this is the one set during the Crusades, and it's Altair. So here is a small brief. I'm just going to hold the boxes. I won't read out all the stuff for them because there's 3 boxes to go through. But that was for Altair's. There is the one for Jacob. Let's see if I can get the focus in on it. Bear with me a moment. There we go. Hopefully you'll be able to read that. So it's Jacob Frye, or Frye, however you pronounce his name. Hopefully you'll be able to pause that and read it. And then for his, I think it's his sister. Unfortunately the box is a little bit ripped. Let's see if we can fix it. Oh, box touch. So there is the one for herself. Unfortunately I kind of may have mangled the box a bit while I was getting them out of the boxes. Now, as you can see, the same figure kind of line up with Ezio as the other figure. And these were sold only on Amazon as far as I'm aware. So they all come with a lot of accessories, so I'm going to go through them one at a time. So I'll start with Ezio, or Altair's. You can see he actually has the least amount of accessories compared to the rest. So he comes with this dagger, which is also the same dagger that's on his back, but it's in the sheath. Then he has a space on his belt for one of these swords, but I have them both jammed in there. So he has kind of like a Crusader Knight sword, and kind of a more Middle Eastern kind of was it kind of a rapier more? Well, it's not really a rapier, it's more of a scimitar. And then he has his dagger, the extending dagger. Cool thing about these figures is you just pop out the daggers, so you can have them displayed with or without the dagger. And another cool thing with the Ezio, or the Altair figure, is they actually removed his lower finger, or not index finger, he's the finger that they had to cut off so they could have the blade extend out through it. Can't remember which one it is, but it's basically it's the second last finger or digit on his left hand, which is quite cool. Articulation, as they say, 19 points, so he has a good ab crunch. His head is on a ball joint, which you can't really see because of the hood. Hood is removable, but it is a bit of a pain in the butt to take it on and off, so I'll just leave it off, or leave it on. Sorry. He has the ball joint arms. He can do that, what's that pose again? It's the one where he basically just the leap of faith pose, where he just jumps off. Legs can split that much. He is a little hindered by the rubber cloth piece that they have. His legs can go forward that much, back that much. He has double jointed knees. He has kind of a ball rocker ankles. He has a hinge in the arms. Now he's the only one that doesn't come with alternate hands. out of the tree I picked up. And he does have, now it is kind of annoying, you will end up with paint rub when you start moving the hands around, because if you look at the bottom of his hand, it's actually painted, but you can see the plastic has rubbed the paint off while I've been trying to position his hand on the upper section of it. So it does get in, the paint apps do kind of get a bit worn, unfortunately, quite easily on these figures. But he is a really cool figure. As I said, I like to store both. I'm not sure if he stored them both on his belt, but it's wide enough just to kind of squish them both together so I don't lose them. But you can get both swords into his sheath at these. They're kind of the holster at the side. He also has sculpted on little belts. One thing that's interesting, I think he's supposed to have an assassin's logo on his belt, but they didn't paint it. But that's all his accessories and his articulation. The rest of the figures are pretty much similar articulated. So Evie, arm can go up that much. In fact, her arm can actually go up further. She can do a full 360 with it. You can do 360 with Altair's as well. Again, very small knife piece, or the blade that extends. It is, you mightn't be able to see it, but there's a little indentation to show which side it's supposed to go in when you put it back in. And it comes with a crockery, the walking cane, again articulation in the hinge in the wrists, swivel also. She also has a removable hood piece, just like Altair's, but it's a lot easier to remove. So she has that kind of is it Victorian era style, British London kind of look to her. She does have the ab crunch. Her coat is all one piece, but it's kind of flexible enough that it doesn't get too in the way. She can do splits that much. Forward and back is slightly hindered. They did give kind of rubbery pieces for the whatchamacallit, for the skirts, so it does hinder a small bit. She does have the upper thigh swivel. In fact, Altair has upper thigh swivel as well, as it's really hidden. Double jointed knees and the same kind of ball jointed, weird ball joint rocker thing ankles as Altair. Single hinged elbows, and again same thing with the paint. Now the only thing is, the paint on the gloves that you get with her is fine, because the plastics, it's all made from the same color plastic. She does have two alternate hands, which are both for the same hand. So if I just push her back a touch, she comes with this pair of brass knuckles. I haven't really used this one that much, so you can see the paint is still pretty much fresh on it. But I have used her pistol hand. As you can see at the bottom, it is hinged, so it will go up and down. But because of the paint, it's started to scrape off. And just to swap out the hand, you just pull the hand out of the socket and push it in, and they're both designed for the right hand. Oh, and her head is on a ball joint as well. So you can get her holding her, I think it's like a flintlock pistol almost, it looks like. So you can get her holding that. And then the last accessory she has is actually the headpiece for her cane with the dual blade, or the triple blade extended on it. Unfortunately, the head of the actual cane itself doesn't come off, so you can't have her holding the stick part and have her holding the other part in the opposite hand. But she does hold her accessories quite well. And as I said, you can put the head back, or the hood back on. Now, it's a little bit hard for her to articulate her head when she has the hood on, and I find that the hoods make their heads look a little bit big. But other than that, it's a really nice figure. And then if we just get her stand, she has a little bit trouble standing because she has way slender legs than the other figures. But if you get her in the right position, she does stand. Oh, and she does have peg holes on the bottom of her feet, so if you have figure stand, she should be able to stand on that. So onto her brother, Jacob. Pretty much the same deal. The hood comes off. I think his head look comes off the worst with the hood on. It looks really, really big. And then you have ball jointed head, so you can get good range of movement when the hood is off. Again, same thing with the blade. tiny little blade, little indentation, so you can see which way it goes into the wrist. In fact, I'm going to just leave the blade off for this. And he does have the kind of crossbow thing closed on his other, on the left arm. Evie also has the same thing. He has his version of the cane, which has a gold colour instead of silver, unlike Evie's, and as black. Same ab crunch, waist swivel. His forward and back movement isn't as hindered as the others because he doesn't have a big skirt piece in the way. You can do the splits that much. Again, not really hindered. The coat is a separate piece, so it kind of flops back. He has the upper thigh swivel, dual jointed knees, that weird swivel on the feet, but his is a little bit more hindered because of the way the boot cuff kind of goes down over it. His coat could be removed if you wish, but he would still have the arm pieces for the coat sculpted onto his arm, so he wouldn't be able to, he'd look a bit odd. Again, peg holes underneath. And for accessories, he comes with pretty much the same as his sister. So he also comes with a pair of brass knuckles, which again the paint has completely flopped off it on mine. It's really hard to see the gold for the brass knuckles, but he does come with a pair. He also comes with a pistol, which is massive compared to Evie's one. It almost looks like a giant hand cannon, so like a revolver. Again, you have the hinge on the hinge on the wrist, but as I said, you can see where the paint is scraping off of mine. And the last accessory he has is a kukri, which is a larger scale version of the one that Evie comes with, and it's pretty much a similar sculpt. The only difference is if I just get Evie's one out of her hand without dropping her blade off. Evie's one has kind of like a wrap on the hilt, or on the handle for it, whereas Jacob's one is kind of more of a standard looking knife kind of handle. So there you go. There is a quick review, hopefully it's quick enough for you, of 3 of the Assassin's Creed figures. And then, just for comparison, because this is the only other Assassin's Creed figure I got, and this is the old, Unimax, guys that do the BBI 1:18 scale stuff. They did a wave of Assassin's Creed figures. This is the Leonardo da Vinci figure. And I just knocked everyone over. Great. Well, I suppose it's truth their word that they do assassinate people, so they just assassinated themselves. Yay! Come on, Standy. Everyone's gonna fall over again. It's more just Da Vinci doesn't want to stand over. Well, he has been dead for quite a long time, so yeah. And there's Altair. So as you can see, he stands quite nicely. And just for another size comparison, I will bring in a 2¼ inch Star Wars figure. Old Han from Force Awakens. So there is a bit of a height difference. Good old trusty G.I. Joe. Cobra Trooper. Ooh, knocking people over again. So you see, Han is actually quite short, which is weird. But you can see the height scales. The height seem to be a little bit of nearly a head taller, even though they're supposed to be the 3¼ inch scale. They seem to be a little bit tall for, well, I suppose Evie's wearing high heels or some sort of boots, and the other two seem to be a bit in scale, but if you take the hoods off, they're probably a little bit more closer to scale. But there you go, guys. Quick video review for the 2018 Jazwares Assassin's Creed figures from Amazon. So, as I say in my videos, hope you enjoyed them. Please feel free to like, comment and subscribe, and hopefully you enjoyed the review. Cheers!